Hi, the show is going to start in 30 seconds, I promise. Just here to say, SCTRT is free to everyone, no charge ever. If it were up to me, there'd be no such thing as money. There are much better ways to organize the collective. But until that time, we still need to turn on the lights and run the equipment, So, please contribute whatever amount you can to make this show possible. Just go to the website, charlesbursell.com, and click on the link. Thanks. Hi, I'm Charles Bursell. This is Stream of Consciousness Talk Radio Theater. I have been against every U.S. war and military action in my lifetime. So I guess I'm what you would call an ad hoc pacifist. I'm not a full-blown philosophical pacifist. I think I understand the need for a military. I understand the need for defense. But I haven't seen anything yet that makes any sense as far as military action. Now, before we get into the full half hour here, I need to, as usual, make a couple of little provisos. I never served in the military. I'm sure some people listening have served. And I defer to the expertise, to the experience of people who have served. I'm not going to try to tell you about your experience. But the reason I think it's important that I talk about this and that you talk about this is because we live supposedly in a democracy, where we decide through our elected representatives whether or not we're going to go to war. The founders did a couple pretty good things, and one of them was making sure that the military was under civilian leadership. The president, elected by the people, is the commander-in-chief. Congress, elected by the people, they're the only ones who can declare war, can fund war. So that's why I'm not going to apologize for having opinions about this and for thinking about it and inviting you to think about it. I'm not just going to get on my hands and knees and say, oh, thank you, military, for taking care of me and for defending my freedom. I'll just let you make all the decisions. That's not the way it's set up. I'm supposed to think about these things, and you're supposed to think about these things, and we make the decisions. So that's my proviso. Now, here's the meat of what I want you to think about today in the next half hour. All the current attacks of the last couple of years have been by people, men exclusively, well, maybe, I'm trying to think back, who have been inspired by ISIS. They're not trained by ISIS. They don't come from Syria or Iraq, or they're homegrown. If there's an attack in the U.S., it's generally from a U.S. citizen. In Britain, it's from a British citizen. In Sweden, it's from a Swedish citizen. And these are people who have been inspired by ISIS. So here's my idea that I invite your thoughts and your calls, as always. I think we should take the Department of Defense, which at this point is just under $600 billion a year for its budget, a little over half of all discretionary spending in the U.S. I think we should gut that, take it down to, I don't know, you can keep up $100 billion. You'll still be more than any other nation on earth. And we'll take all of that money, we'll take that $500 billion, and we'll create a Department of Inspiration. How can we inspire our own citizens who might be tempted to fall in line with ISIS? How do we inspire people around the world? How do we inspire the terrorists themselves in Iraq, in Syria, and elsewhere? So this is what I'm proposing today. We're going to talk about war and peace, but here's where I want to start, and that is, what would a Department of Inspiration look like? What would a Department of Inspiration do? Oh, caller right off the bat. That's great. Hi, you're on the air?
Hi, my name is Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
And I am a woman.
Yes.
And I am a feminist.
Okay.
And I'm very offended that you don't think women have been attacking regular Americans.
Well, I was just trying to think back at the high profile attacks
straight.
Recently.
There was a lady out in California who did it with a man, of course, but she was a terrorist.
All right.
Yeah, in California.
Okay, that's fine. I'm sure there have been.
And if there was a Department of Inspiration.
Yeah, you have an idea on that?
Yeah, I think that should provide crayons to everyone in the United States, but without any pink crayons or any crayons called flesh.
Crayons. Okay, so we should have drones flying over Syria dropping crayons, but no so-called flesh-colored crayons.
Right, yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for getting us started here, Rebecca.
Sorry to interrupt your thinking time, General, but
yes.
I bought the package of Crayola.
But...
Sorry.
Oh, you brought the Crayola. Well, bring it over here on the desk. I got some paper right here. I got some construction paper. Ladies, we got the paper for we can do the inspiration drawings that you
know how
recommended.
to draw. Do it yourself.
So, General,
As part of this office.
I don't mean to speak out of line here, but not much of an artist, but maybe I was thinking we could do some hand turkeys. I think that'd be very inspirational since November's coming up. And
No, November is coming up. That's true. In 20 months from now, I think we need to practice. Are you sure you girls don't want to help us with this? Turkey hands?
General, we've talked a couple times with HR about using girls to talk about me and Shelly. We are engineers, and we are currently...
We prefer to use lace when we are adding to the picture.
Okay, Lace.
We're currently designing some flight pattern plans.
Oh, good. That's perfect. Perfect
right
for these
now.
pictures. Here,
that's
take a blue crayon.
That all sounds really interesting, and I'm sorry to interrupt the discussion, but I did a prototype for the hand turkey, so I just wanted to pass this around and get your thoughts on it.
Great, Carl. Looks pretty.
It looks
No,
just
I
like
think-
your hand.
It does look a lot like your hand. Let me do mine on right next to it. Yeah. I like the way this looks.
We'll have a whole army of bok-boks.
Yes.
Or no, gobble-gobble. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay, well, when we nail down the name, then I'll immediately call the Department of the Army, and I'll rub it in their faces.
It's Stream of Consciousness Talk Radio Theater. I'm Charles Bursell. We're talking about war and peace today. I want to add another concept here, and that is fetishism. In fact, I wrote it down here. The definition of fetishism: to have an excessive and irrational commitment to or obsession with something. And I think we have, and this is not my original thought, there have been several articles, good articles written recently about our fetishism with the military. We worship the military. We fawn over it. We, support the troops. It's clear that, and I made it clear for years and at the outset of the show, that I'm mostly a pacifist. I can support the troops by saying don't send them off in the first place. And if you do, take care of them. Make sure they're safe. They have the best equipment. And when they come home, take care of them, goddammit. But we fetishize the military. Oh, they're our heroes. No questions. They're just the greatest.
Hey, Mary Ann. Sorry my book's late again. I guess I should be punished.
No, not you. You're a hero.
Oh, Mary Ann, that library outfit really gets me going.
Yeah, you like these highlighted pages hanging off my skirt?
I'd love to flip through your pages any day, Mary Ann.
And I'd love to handle your big bazookas anytime.
Mary Ann, enough with the book puns. I want you. I want you right here, right now, in front of everybody. I'll scream. I don't care if it's a library.
Give me your bombs, baby. Let me fondle your drone killers.
Oh, Mary Ann, you know my two favorite puns are about books and military. You just get me. My wife can't satisfy me anymore.
You're a real mustard gas.
Here, quick. Here she comes. Let's do it in front of her and really show her what's up.
That's one less thing I have to worry about doing this week.
Stream of Consciousness Talk Radio Theater, fetishizing. I guess there are a few different ways you can talk about that word. I brought it up in regard to the military. We fetishize the military. Again, a couple of really good articles. You just do an internet search on military fetish, and they'll pop right up. And the problem with that is we have this obsession, and we kind of throw away all rational thought. Then we as citizens can't make the decisions that we're supposed to make in a representative government, in a democracy, right? We are the ones who decide whether to go to war or not. Oh, it looks like we have a call.
Hello, this is Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, Just calling to say, man, look, I respect your thoughts and stuff about decision making, but damn it, I can't even decide what cereal to eat in the morning. If you're proposing we as civilians decide if we're going to war or not, I can't even spell war, man. I can't make these decisions.
I understand that. It is asking a lot. It asks a lot of us to be active citizens. I understand that.
Look, I don't want to say I haven't been an aggressive person in my life, but when I get aggressive, I get real irrational and stuff, man. I know myself, and I know that I'm an insane person, and other people are crazier than me. So if we're asking people like me to make these decisions, man, I think that's just going to be awful.
Well, what's the alternative?
Look, the alternative is the government tells me what cereal to eat in the morning. The government tells me what pants to wear in the morning. Listen, man, I just don't want any choices.
All right, well, then I guess that's your choice.
Look, I just couldn't even decide if I wanted to call you. That was my one decision of the day. I'm going to go put my Snuggie back on and just wait for people to tell me what to do, man.
All right, I'm glad you called. Thanks a lot.
Okay, love you, man.
Love you too.
Stay real, brother.
All right.
Okay, Maria, that concludes our tour. I really think you're going to fit in so well here at the Department of Inspiration.
Oh, yeah. I love my desk, how it's like a beanbag.
I know. Everything here is when I started working here a few years ago, I just thought, wow, this is an inspiring and comfortable environment. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's not any men who work here.
Just ping pong balls everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And it's so crazy. They just can't make it through the stress test. And when Dr. Jones told me that none of the men ever make it through the stress test, I was like, gosh, how hard can it be to sit for 4 hours and get interrupted every time you speak?
Well, yeah, I think it's also all the children here. I mean, there's so many 5-year-olds just everywhere.
I know.
They're just like fonts of wisdom, just bubbling up. Men can't take that.
They really can't.
They don't have wombs.
Yeah, or just aren't socialized with the patients. Either way, it's hard to tell, nurture or nature, but I just really feel like your brain, you're just gonna flourish here.
Yeah, my ovaries are just like the ping pong balls everywhere. They're just throbbing with excitement and lust for life.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, here's your desk, like you said, with your beanbag chair, and here are all of the cities that you're focused on about creating more equality, inspiring citizens, getting people in touch with resources that they need, and just.
Can I rename all these cities? I would really like to rename Dallas as Go For It, Texas, or Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Fun and Follies, Pennsylvania.
I don't see why not. Pitch it at the next meeting. They're open to a lot of stuff here.
Okay, Stan. Look, we got an emergency map revision here.
What?
I'm so
What?
stressed out, Stan. We've had the
Sit
same
back,
map.
take a deep breath.
I'm sorry, man. For 25 years, we haven't had to make any adjustments to the map. I just got a call. Guess what they're calling Dallas now?
What? No, wait.
Go for it,
Wait,
Texas.
they're changing the map?
How the hell?
We worked really hard on that.
We gotta recall, Stan, what I'm gonna need you to do. We gotta recall all the maps, and I gotta learn how to write again, man, because we gotta start renaming these cities.
We had it so easy.
Guess what they're calling Chicago?
Wait, they're renaming Chicago now?
Yeah, they're renaming Chicago.
Let me guess. Milwaukee.
Pretty much. They might as well just call it that, Stan. Look, I gotta hit the books, man. You make some calls.
What?
I'm gonna make some calls. And if you...
Okay, it's all right. Here, sit down on this beanbag chair. I just got this from the Department of Inspiration.
Hi, this is Schnecky from the Department of Inspiration.
Oh, it's not Schnecky again. Stan, you take the call.
I have some more
It's in the-
cities.
I just can't do it.
Go ahead,
Stan.
Schnecky.
I'm done.
Omaha is now, oh my god, this tastes good.
What?
Yeah, Omaha, Nebraska is, oh my god, this tastes good.
What? Who's eating Omaha?
Kansas City, Missouri is, can't get better than this, Missouri.
Have you ever
Kansas
been there?
City, Kansas is, oh yes, it can, Kansas.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm 100% behind that one. But there's too many.
Hang up the phone.
There's a riot in my office.
Hi, yes, this is Rachel from the Department of Inspiration.
Wait, I got someone else on the other line from the department. You're causing a riot in our office. Our office and your office are not at war.
We're not at war. No. Actually, I've called with some very good news.
Yes? What?
Based on some of our ideas here in the Department of Inspiration, we are instituting now, nationally, a 22-hour work week. So adjust accordingly. It goes into effect today.
Really?
Yeah.
At what time?
2 p.m.
Okay, well, in our time zone, it's 3 p.m., so I guess we're off, buddy!
Yes, Dan!
See, we're not all bad here. Not all beanbags and ping pong balls. We've got plans to make this country a better place.
Stream of Consciousness Talk Radio Theater. I'm Charles Bursell. We're talking about the military today. That's where the Department of Inspiration came from. This is my idea that I'm sharing with you, and I'm hoping you'll embrace, is that since terrorists are lone soul killers who have no training or real formal affiliation with terrorist groups, they're just inspired by them. So my idea is that we inspire them in a different direction and stop fetishizing the military and hero worshiping. And we talked a little bit about that word hero, but I want to get back on that. But first, a call. Hi.
Frankly, I'm offended.
I'm surprised it took this long to get your call. I thought I'd offend people right out of the block.
Maybe I should go back to the beginning. My name is Terry, and I'm part of the local terrorist association.
Okay.
And you saying that I'm inspired by other groups? Are you saying that's like a terrorist copyright infringement? Look, sir, we do our own terrorism here. We are inspired by no one but our own good looks, our own good charm, and our violent tendencies.
What's your motivation then? What's your rationale for going out and killing people violently and heinously?
Look, my rationale is, what else is there to do? The sun comes up, the sun goes down.
Terry, do you think your attitude would change at all if the Department of Inspiration flew drones over your house and dropped marijuana and lots of paraphernalia for you to use the marijuana?
Oh, I would... You are speaking directly to Terry's heart right now, Charles.
Yeah, there you go. See? Good idea.
If you get that to happen, I am all for it. But in the meantime, we got... Oh, what's that? Oh, sorry, we gotta go out and shoot some people. So, listen, I'll call in later and check back in on that marijuana dropping.
All right, thanks for the call, Terry. There are no easy answers, but I have to admit, I think this is a pretty simple answer. The Department of Inspiration dropping marijuana on the terrorists.
Thank you everybody for coming out. My name is Candace Watson, Department of Inspiration. Thank you for coming to this press conference. It has come to our attention that the 22-hour work week has introduced some unintended consequences. I guess idle hands and what they say is true. So we are instituting a couple more initiatives. One such thing will be everybody gets to take 8 credits worth of classes from the closest college or higher ed institution near you. You'll be receiving a letter in the mail that says what that place is. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is that we're doing community dinners. Hold on, press, 1 second. Community dinners once a week with everybody in your block radius, okay? Okay, now I'll take questions from the press. Yes.
Hello, Stephen Fishers from Stephen Fishers News and Magazine, formerly Stephen Fishers Hunting and Fishing, formerly Stephen Fishers Lawn Furniture.
Stephen, we've known each other for 10 years, okay? Just ask your question, please.
Love you, Candace.
Yeah.
Question. Look, if people are going to be taking classes, I can't afford classes. Who do you think's going to pay for these classes?
No, that's the point, is the Department of Inspiration is using our budget that was funneled from the military, and we are paying for the classes. So these are free classes at these institutions, okay? Yes, next question.
Hi, I am Marilyn Schnecht, and I'm from... I can't remember,
Okay.
but I'm so stoned all the time now, and like, school?
Yes, I know. We have heard some complaints from the marijuana initiative that was instituted by a person who has now decided to step down, and we will no longer be doing that. There are other ways to engage in mind expanding. Yes.
Candace, I want to know whose brilliant idea it was to hold this press conference in the carnival with the fun house, and just earlier I was in the bouncy house, and that was a lot of fun, and all this free cotton candy you're giving us. This is great, a brilliant idea, but who's paying for it, Candace?
Department of Inspiration, and yes, that was my idea.
you're a genius.
I said press conferences are always boring, so we might as well make it more fun. Yes.
Well, frankly, I just want to say that I'm tired of coming to this carnival because we used to hold press conferences in the local schoolhouse, which was just a block from my house, and it was the only walk I could take. But now I have to get in your Uber lifters and drive all the way to the carnival, so I don't really have a question. I just wanted to complain.
Sir, you see me after and I will reimburse you your Uber fare. I apologize. We will make transportation free next time.
Candace, you're a good girl on mileage. Yeah.
I'm curious because ever since the Department of Inspiration came around, I've been feeling so dry of ideas. And I liked when there was pain and suffering.
Oh.
I miss war.
We have gotten a lot of letters from artistic types who believe that there needs to be suffering for creativity.
Function, woman.
Yeah, that's a myth that we are working to counteract. And if you will just...
I can't even buy black clothes in the thrift store anymore.
I know, we outruled black clothing. But if you go on the website, it's www.inspiration.gov/
Candace,
what can I do?
What the hell is a website? What am I going to do with all those letters? www.
Okay, don't anybody give the
Those
mic.
screens are too bright for me to look at.
Okay, well then we will send a social worker to your home.
I think, Candace, what everybody's trying to get at is that we've been standing here for a long time, and we
Where the
really
hell's
just want to
the
eat some
bathroom?
hot dogs and play some of the Whack the Mole.
No,
Who's with me?
loud noises, I'm going home.
I'll whack them
we lost
all.
James.
I have nothing to live for.
Please help yourself
go.
to the free beverages, the free food, and we'll see you all next week.
Thank you, Candace.
We're exploring the idea of the Department of Inspiration replacing, in effect, the Department of Defense. That we'd all be a lot safer if we did. And of course, again, unintended consequences. And I am kind of surprised I had the one angry call from a terrorist. I expected to hear angry calls, to be honest, from good, right-thinking, patriotic Americans, veterans, because I seem to be putting them down. And in the couple minutes remaining, I've got to get this out before time runs out. And that is the whole notion of the hero, right? Every man and woman who joins the military joins for a different reason. Some of them are just, it's sheer patriotism. They want to defend the nation. They believe in the whole thing. Others just need a job. Other people might think it's really cool to kill people. I don't know. Whatever reason you have is yours. But all I'm saying, and what I opened the show with, just the uniform alone, just the fact that you're in the military doesn't make you a hero. Even the fact that you died in a war. Now, here's what's going to make people angry. It doesn't make you a hero. You can't be a hero if you're in an unjust war. Your personal motivations might have been 100% pure and wonderful. But here's the big question I'm going to leave you with. Can you be a hero if you died in an unjust war, in a war for profit? Somebody did the numbers recently. They added it up. 20 to 30 million people killed by the United States just since World War II. Some other numbers that are interesting. 1776, starting at that point, it's 241 years. The U.S. has been at war for 224 of those years. And again, 20 to 30 million killed. You're going to tell me that all of that is justified? You're going to tell me that every soldier is a hero? I know I'm making people angry. Okay, looks like we got a call.
Hi, Charles Bursell.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Sarah. I'd rather not give my last name.
Okay, Sarah.
And I am a veteran, and I served in the Iraq War, and now I'm back. And I understand what you're saying about war in general being unjust or having your own political reasons for going into war or not going into war. But I really think it is unfair to blame the people who serve, because I
do too.
know-
I do too. I agree with you.
Well, it's been sounding very, very blamey of the veterans. You're talking about this hero status, and we've got veterans coming back suffering from long-term mental health issues that aren't
Absolutely.
getting treatment. And so the way you're framing this really sounds like, I feel like you should be focusing your disdain towards the people in charge of making these decisions rather than the people who are serving in the war.
Sarah, I'm so glad you called. Let me ask you a question. Do you consider yourself a hero?
I don't know.
That's kind of a loaded question.
It's a pretty, yeah.
The reason I ask is because I've talked to a lot of veterans and I've read lots of articles and books, etc. I've never come across one single veteran who wants to be called a hero. I think we call you heroes to lessen our guilt. If we send men and women off to war and get them killed, well, then we have to justify the war. We have to call you heroes to make ourselves feel better. That's where I think the whole hero thing comes from.
That could be, but this whole conversation sounds a bit like a red herring to me. It's just like missing the entire point about why lots of people choose to join the Army, about what options they have otherwise in their life, about childhood experiences and limited options for higher education, and how joining the armed services opens up those options. And so I just think this whole rant fest you're having on your radio show today is truly insulting.
You know what? You and I agree on pretty much everything you said. If my rant sounds offensive, maybe my aim wasn't well taken. My aim was at the people who glorify war and fetishize war and make war, not on the people who serve. I got nothing but love and respect for you guys. Another call?
Hello?
Yes, hi.
Hi. My name is Patsy.
I'm sorry, Patsy?
Yeah.
Okay, hi.
Hi. I have a secret.
All right, you want to tell us?
Yeah.
All right.
When I grow up, I want to be a terrorist.
Okay, well, we're gonna inspire. What's inspiring you to be a terrorist?
Well, I just saw Aladdin, and I really like Jafar.
You like Jafar, okay.
Yeah, and I kind of think he's like evil.
Patsy, how old are you?
5.
Okay.
Patsy, honey, it's time for dinner. Turn off the TV. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Bye.
All right, 5-year-old Patsy, inspired. That's what we need the Department of Inspiration for. We're over our time. Final thoughts on inspiration. Let's have a quick around the horn from the thoughts in my head. What should we drop from those thousands of drones to inspire us and foreign nationals to not be terrorists? Okay, the drones are flying. What's falling out?
Instruments.
Fruits and vegetables.
Magazine subscriptions.
Glue sticks.
Paper planes.
Furniture.
Light bulbs.
Foam insulation.
Stockings.
Used tampons.
Dental floss.
Money.
Pieces of cardboard.
Water bottles containing water from Oak Creek.
Elk teeth.
Styrofoam cups.
Puppies.
Nostril hair.
Bras.
Computers.
Flip books.
Floppy disks.
Aprons.
Intro to robotics classes.
Floor tiling.
Paint.
Mustaches and pictures of mustaches.
Rolls of carpeting with human beings inside.
Empty water bottles to fill with water and promises.
That's just litter.
Your litter.
So there it is, War and Peace and the Department of Inspiration. I got love for everybody. I'm not putting anybody down. All I'm saying is it's up to all of us to think about these issues together. We don't just fall down at the feet of rulers. That's not the way it works in a democracy. Issues of war and peace are up to all of us, and we got to try to make the right decisions without getting all mythological and weird about it. That's all I'm saying. Stream of Consciousness Talk Radio Theater, the SCTRT players, Krista Jarzinski, Anja, not Anja, Seeger, The Scrouse, and Jonathan Wachala. Music by Peter Donalds. Recommend the show to your friends. They can use their favorite app, including Apple Podcasts, that's iTunes. Just tell them to search Charles Bursell Presents. That's kind of the umbrella term. You'll find all the shows. Or even easier, go to our website. With a couple of clicks, you'll find all the links. You can listen to every show since the beginning of time. That website, charlesbursell.com. Couldn't be easier. All right, there it is. You can also follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. You know how all that works. Thanks for listening. See ya. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please consider becoming a listener member. You get nothing for it, no bonus material, no tote bag, no coffee mug, just the satisfaction of helping to keep a good thing going, especially for those listeners who maybe can't afford to contribute. Underwriters are also welcome. That is, if you're cool, you don't pollute or screw anybody. Go to the website, charlesbursell.com, and click on the appropriate link. Thanks.